Hey guys, Jamie at the Summer Rain channel. Welcome back. So today we're going to make a do-it-yourself coffee pumpkin latte foot scrub. I am absolutely in love with this foot scrub and I am absolutely in love with all of these fall smells that I'm using right now. Seriously, fall cannot get here quick enough for me. I did put the full recipe for this down in the description box below. I also put a link to my blog where I go a little bit more in depth about all the ingredients, why we use them, everything like that. So if you want to pop over to the blog, the link is down in the description box down below. Now for this foot scrub, I actually use fresh coffee grounds. Like I ground my own coffee beans to make it. You can certainly use pre-ground coffee if you like. I feel like it's just not quite as fragrant. Plus, if I'm being honest, I had bought a coffee grinder and I really wanted to use it. So when I was thinking about what I was going to make, I was like, whoa, I'm going to go ahead and use this coffee grounder that I bought so I can grind up some coffee beans and see how that works. Okay, so I have a French press too that I bought. I actually bought it off of a friend and I haven't used it yet, but hopefully this weekend I'm going to get to use that too. Not that it has anything to do with the foot scrub, just sharing that I'm completely addicted with both fall and coffee at the same time right now. The cool thing about the coffee grounds is they're actually going to be our exfoliant, right? So the coffee grounds are what's going to exfoliate your feet, get all that rough, dead skin cells off of there, and leave you with softer feet. Now, in addition to the coffee grounds in here, we also have a whip soap base. So this is going to be a foaming foot scrub, so it actually has soap in it, so it's also going to cleanse your feet at the same time that you're exfoliating it, kind of doing two things at one time. I am absolutely in love with it and it is super easy to make. So without further ado, let's dive in and go ahead and make our foot scrub.
We're going to go ahead and start by grounding up our coffee beans. So we'll just put them in our grinder. Now you want to remember when you're grinding these, you don't want them to be super coarse, right? Because we never want to do something to our skin that's going to be damaging. So you're kind of going for like a medium, maybe a fine ground coffee, but definitely not a coarse ground coffee. And then once we're done grinding the coffee, we will just go ahead and pop it into a container for now. Before I actually start making anything, I like to go ahead and weigh everything out. I just find that weighing everything out in advance is a lot easier than trying to weigh it out as you're actually working. Now this is a bit of a dramatic container for what we're making. I'm making 1.5 ounces of foot scrub, so this is awfully large. But the reason why I'm using this container is it's just a good mixing container and we have to whip the soap base before we can add the coffee grounds to it. So what you want to do is just go ahead, pop your soap base in there. Because it's sat in the container for so long, you actually have to give it a good whip before you can add the coffee grounds to it to get your foot scrub. Now when I'm mixing this, I only use one mixer in my hand mixer. If you had a bigger container or you're making a bigger batch, you would definitely want to use two, but because it's such a small container, like two would just be too much. And now what we'll do is just mix the soap base, kind of get it off the edges there. I'm going to start by adding the fragrance oil. I'm using Pumpkin Party fragrance oil, which smells absolutely amazing. And then I'm going to hit this with a hand mixer just one more time. And I'll do the same thing, just kind of scrape everything off the edges just a little bit. Mix it just to make sure we got the fragrance oil completely mixed in to all of the soap base. Next, we're going to go ahead and add our coffee grounds. So I feel like this foot scrub is double fragrancy because you get the fragrance of the coffee grounds, but then you also get the fragrance of the fragrance oil. So it smells so good. Like I can smell it from here. It smells like a pumpkin coffee. And again, I'm just going to hit this with the hand mixer. And then we'll just go ahead and get our container. I also like how I don't have to add any mica powder or any colorant to this foot scrub because the coffee grounds are actually going to color it. So it turns out looking pretty nice. Now, if you don't have a coffee grinder, you can certainly use like already ground coffee. I just like to do it fresh because it smells so much stronger. And typically I'm not going to make a foot scrub in like a super big batch because you only use a little bit, right? Because you're going to use this on your feet. It's probably too abrasive to use on the rest of your body, so I wouldn't necessarily use this one on anything other than my feet, right? Because I don't want to damage my skin. And there is our finished coffee pumpkin foot scrub.
I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed making and using your own foot scrub. Bye!